name is Holly, and I am 21, and I live in Missouri.
My name is Rawny. I am 20 years old, and I live in Missouri with my amazing husband.
My name is Jacquelyn, and I also go by Jackie. I am 32 years old, and I live on the east coast of Florida.
I am not married, and I don't have kids.
We just got married in February of this year, and I'm sure you guys can all imagine what day it was. It was Valentine's Day. So we're that iconic couple that got married on Valentine's Day. But the reason being is because we just purchased our home that we're living in now. And for me to be able to be on the house deed, we had to be legally married. So that's what we did. And we got married, like had our wedding, June 9th of this year.
I am married to the love of my life, Justin, and we have been married for about 5.5 years. Justin has an online ministry called Christian Truthers, which I love helping out with, and has been growing substantially over the last year or so. We have a 4-year-old daughter together named Evie, and I also have 3 bonus kids that are 13, 12, and 9. So Devin is the only boy. He's surrounded by lots of women, and Autumn is 12 and Violet is 9. So we have 3 girls and 1 boy.
So my typical day kind of depends on whether I'm in class that day or not. So if I'm not in class, I'm usually cleaning the house, just making sure everything around here is done. We have animals, so I'll take care of the animals. And if I have class that day, I usually spend half the day in class, and then I'm trying to go to the gym every single day now. I'll kind of do that, fit that into my schedule, work on homework a lot. It's fun.
My husband is a carpenter, which means we have to get up, well, he has to get up every morning around 4:30, 5 a.m. But because I like to spend as much time as possible with him, I will also get up. And after that alarm goes off, we'll struggle to get out of bed. I'll go in, make him some coffee, breakfast, whatever he wants that morning, and then I will make his lunch. After that is all done, then we will come sit on the couch, drink some coffee together, enjoy the morning. Then about that time, after the news has been on for a little bit, we hear our local weather, I will get his stuff together, send him off to work, and I won't see him until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I am a stay-at-home wife. I just quit my job as a bank teller. So after he leaves is normally when I will catch up on my emails, notifications, text messages, anything that's been on my phone that went through late evening into the night. And then I will create my to-do list for the day. Sometimes it's a cleaning project that I have, sometimes it's grocery shopping, going and running some errands. It just all depends on what day it is. Usually by that time, after I'm done with whatever I need to get done, I will start making dinner and have it ready to go when he walks through that door, so he doesn't have to wait very long to eat.
So my typical day is quite busy. I am a full-time working mother. I am a print and digital media specialist at an advertising agency. I am usually gone by about 7:45 in the morning. I work all day, and then it's back home for dinner and Bible studies and everything that you can imagine pretty much. There's like a time when I get home in the evenings that we've got lots of stuff going on, and then after the little one goes to bed, I'm usually doing Bible studies or doing some work on the side. So that's typically my weekday, is just work and taking care of family and doing some Bible studies. And then Saturday is our Sabbath day, which I look forward to every week. It's our day of rest, and we'll definitely have some videos, I'm sure, coming out about what we do on the Sabbath day. And then Sunday has turned into my cleaning day. So today is actually Sunday for me. I'm getting this done, and then I'm actually going to be packing up my entire house because we are moving this week. So we've got a busy couple weeks ahead of us. But I will say that I had some great advice from my mother-in-law probably about a year ago or so, and that was to make sure to make time for family, because with everything going on and balancing all of it, always feels like a balancing act. Making sure to take time for family is absolutely the most important. The house can stay dirty sometimes, and it's more important to be on the floor playing with your kids. So I've taken that advice to heart, and I'm always trying to find that balance.
So I have 3 dogs, 2 cats, and a fish. My dogs' names are Monty, Bella, and Scrappy. My cats are Ivy and Oliver, and my fish's name is Ezekiel, and we call him Zeke for short.
Alright, so we have 2 cats. One is a boy named Denver, and the second is a girl named Lila. In addition to them, we have 2 goldfish that we dearly love, and then also we have a crested gecko, if you guys know what that is. His name is Henry. He's very sweet, very loving. We don't pick him up a whole lot, but if you guys are interested in seeing him, I will gladly pull him out someday and show y'all.
I love my pets so much. We have 2 puppies. They're really not puppies, but I think they're puppies. They are those dogs that stay puppy size their whole life. So Stella is 3 years old, and she's actually soon to be 4 years old. She is a Morkie, which is a Maltese Yorkie mix, and she's just a fluffy little meatball, and I love her. And Samson is our newest addition that we just got in March. He is going to be 1 year old. I'm sorry, we got him in May, so he's going to be 1 year old in March. Come here, let me hold you. Let me hold you. Come here. Come here, Stella, you little meatball. Okay, here's the crew. So this one here is Samson, and he is a Yorkie, and he's the puppy. And then this here, oh boy, we're getting all kinds of tangled. Okay, this one here is Stella, and she is a fluffy little puppy. So they are just so much fun and crazy little dogs. So I'm gonna put them down. Oh my goodness. We're hopefully going to be able to have puppies with, we're hoping that they'll have puppies soon. So
I have lived in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, but I mainly grew up in Arkansas.
I have only lived in one state, that being Missouri, but I have lived in several different towns here. I don't think I could see myself particularly living anywhere else. I really love this area, and I've come to love it even more with just the little bit of traveling I've done. I love the seasons that it has here, and just being close to my family is a very important and vital thing for me.
So I actually grew up in the town right next to where I'm living right now. I was here until I was 18. Then I moved to Orlando for school. And so I have lived all over Florida. I've lived in Orlando several times on and off. I've lived in Boca Raton, Florida, in South Florida, in Boynton Beach. I've kind of like came and gone in different cities. And then we moved back here. So I was gone from like my hometown area for about 10 years. And during that time I lived in, let's see, California, Northern California. I lived in Honolulu, Hawaii. Then I came back to Florida, and then I moved to Austin, Texas, and then I went to Jacksonville, North Carolina, Marine Corps town, and then we moved back to South Florida, and now we're back where we are now. So we are moving again, but we're only moving a few minutes up the road, so we're staying in the same county.
I knew who Jesus was growing up, but I really fully gave my life to Yeshua about barely a year ago. But I've always kind of known who he was, and I had good examples in my life of how to follow him. But me, myself, truly giving my life to him was within the last year or so.
I came to Yeshua, back to him anyway, about 1.5 to 2 years ago. It was my first semester of college. I was very depressed, very down, just got out of a bad relationship, and that was when, you know, you hit rock bottom and you decide you want to rededicate your life back to the Lord, because he is the only way to true happiness in this life. And it wasn't too soon after that I met my husband, so it all worked out so perfectly.
So I was raised in a Christian church, in a Presbyterian church, and I was sprinkled when I was, oh, this is really bad, I don't remember exactly. I think I was 15 or 16, somewhere in that time, in that range. And then after I went to college, I completely fell away. So I kind of had some seeds planted, I would say, in mostly my I guess my childhood and teenage years. And then I didn't start coming back to Christ until about 2013. So I guess 5 years or so ago. And it was a slow sanctification process. And then it really feels as though it has been on hyper speed the last, I would say, 2 years or so. And that's when I would say that I came to Yeshua, you know what I mean? And so that's the best answer I can give for that one, because it's kind of like all over the place.
So I am a baby to Torah. I have been Torah observant and learning about Torah for about 5 months. I was baptized in May, so shortly after that, I was already kind of interested in it before that, but really the Spirit was leading me towards, first thing was like the Sabbath, you know, what he considers food or not, that kind of stuff, about a month or so after that. So 4 or 5 months I'm a baby to it, but ever since I've discovered it and I've been led to following Torah and learning more about it, it's been really a blessing in my life and really rewarding, and I've really learned a lot about the Father through that.
We have only been Torah observant for about 4 to 5 months.
So we have been, as a family, Torah observant for, I would say, about a year or so. And really it started with keeping the Sabbaths, and then has gradually flourished into keeping the feasts and just keeping as much of the Torah as we are able to. So all in all, it's been about a year or so.
So I think what would be most misunderstood is that most Torah observant women are kind of bound, and they're not free in their life, they're not happy, they're always serious, and it's always like really dull. I'll be honest, that's what I thought about women who kept Torah. I thought that they were just kind of taking things too far, or making a bigger deal of things than they should. And now that I've actually learned that it's still applicable today, it's really just shown me that there's way more freedom in keeping the instructions of the Father versus rejecting them. So I've discovered that there's way more freedom when the world kind of looks at us as not being free at all whatsoever.
I think the misconception that people most often have is you are in complete, awful control underneath your husband, that you aren't allowed to do anything, you're not allowed to say anything, you're not allowed to have an opinion, you have to live a legalistic lifestyle, and that's not true. The wonderful, beautiful thing about living a Torah observant life is being able to live in the conditions that the Lord has given us, to be able to live more freely. the farther that you get into his word and the more that you are obedient to him, the more freedom you will have, and the more that the chains around you that society has built will crumble.
So this is a big question for me because I have seen a lot being a wife of an online, being the wife of an online teacher. What I have seen that has caused me the most grief, I would say, is that the joy of keeping the Torah has just gone away in so many cases. And that's actually one of the reasons why we wanted to start this channel, because I feel like people think that people who are keeping the Torah are like locked up in a dungeon with chains of the law on them or something, and I am always trying to explain, but the joy in it, and it like the joy of keeping the Sabbath, and it truly is a delight. And so I think that is the biggest thing for me that I think is misunderstood, because it's not talked about enough and not shown enough, and we don't see enough people showing the peace that comes with it and the joy. And it's just been the best part of my life, like by far. Since I started keeping Torah, my life has just changed dramatically in the best way possible.
So Shalom and Shine to me means shining the light of Yeshua for the world, being that light, being that lamp to others. And Shalom is just peace, so just peace and light. That's really what the words stand for, but it's really that basic. That's really what it means to me, is because this world doesn't have peace and this world doesn't have light. And if we can be a tiny little beam of light reflecting that light from Yeshua, then I will feel as though this has been a huge accomplishment and a good work for the kingdom. So,
Shalom and shine. It means to carry yourself with peace and to shine to the whole world and show what life with Yeshua is actually like.
So shalom and shine. Shalom in and of itself, if you look into that word, is it's just so robust, and it is so it's living in the peace and the love and the joy of Yeshua's victory over sin, and it is also being a light. The shine part is being a light to everyone that we encounter in any form or fashion throughout our life. And so just being that light of Yeshua to all of those people that we encounter.
Psalm 139. Psalm 139 has been like everywhere lately. I've seen sections of it being posted on Pinterest. I've seen people posting it on Instagram. I found a song that's just the whole psalm. And I really fallen in love with Psalm 139 right now, because I was really searching and wanting to hear answers. And I think that was the Lord's way of just telling me, like, I'm always with you. I don't ever feel alone. I'm always with you. And that really, like, gave me some serious peace, is that psalm. So
currently, I am going through Genesis. I've started at the very beginning and I'm going all the way through. Honestly, I haven't actually done that before, so I'm really enjoying just seeing all the different little aspects that have never been brought to my attention, and really seeing the foundations of what the Lord had in the very beginning.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to read this one off. But I did a Hebrew study recently, and it was kind of an in-depth study and understanding every single verse that's in Hebrews. And Hebrews 8:10, which is quoted from the Old Testament, the KJV version says, "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people." And that last part right there, I love that part. There's so many parts or sections of scripture that talk about He will be our God and we will be His people. And that has just really stuck with me in more recent weeks.